Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another video for you guys today. Today I'm going to feature my own approach towards the Golgari Graveyard archetype, which I tweaked to adapt as best as possible to the best of one ranked environment in MTG Arena. This is the deck list right here. It's called Stitchin', and for those of you new to MTG, or for those of you new watching MTG Arena videos, or new to the metagame in general, current standard, the Golgari Graveyard archetype is an archetype that revolves around filling up the graveyard with creature cards and then having creatures with the undergrowth keyword capitalize on a built-up creature-heavy graveyard, right? Such as Izoni Thousand-Eyed, which is one of our win conditions in this deck. So as you can see, undergrowth right there, when Izoni enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 insect token for each creature in your graveyard, which can be a pretty crazy swing. And unless your opponent has an AoE effect available to them, it can be game-winning on its own. So this deck list utilizes Stitcher Supplier and Glowspore Shaman, and also Merfolk Branchwalker as your early game unit to start milling yourself, in a way, filling up the graveyard with creatures so we can enable all these effects. We also have some tech options that I opted to go for to, like I said, adapt to the best of one environment, such as Plague Mare and 3 copies of Crawl Foragers. Plague Mare is very good against mono red and specifically against mono white Weenie Swarm, as we can get a nice AoE effect that bypasses Adanto Vanguard as well on a body, on a creature, which enables us to synergize with our undergrowth units. And then we have 3 Crawl Foragers. The reason I'm running 3 copies of this is because this card is absolutely devastating for mono red players. Like if you play this guy and you heal up to like 15 health, it's pretty game winning on its own, which is kind of crazy. And also performs really well against Swarm decks in general, as they always tend to run out of steam eventually. So this card is a good way to, get back into the game and continue on with your game plan and just overwhelm them with your late game. Very, very cool card that I feel will really make the difference if you run it as a 3-of instead of as a 1-off like a lot of decks do. I also run 4 copies of the Eldest Reborn, which I don't see in most variants of this archetype, which is kind of surprising to me because the synergy is pretty apparent, right? You can resurrect a creature from your own graveyard that you sent to that graveyard after you've already gotten more than enough value out of this card. This card combined with likes of Carnage Tyrant or Izoni can be very powerful, but also works really well with Ravenous Chupacabra and Crawl Forages as well. There's a lot of good, big, beefy creatures that you can resurrect in the mid to late game, and the synergy is really good, and it also enables you to have a better chance in the control matchups, which I would say is the weakest matchup for this sort of deck. Even though we are running Carnage Tyrant as a 1-off, I initially don't like the idea of running more than 1 Carnage Tyrant, though I may change my mind. But I think this deck is very consistent at milling yourself and getting your creatures up to your graveyard, that there's going to be few games against control in which you're not going to be able to reach your Carnage Tyrant, and I don't think you need to run it as a 2-of because it may slow down your plays versus more aggressive decks. But maybe as a 2-of it's fine, because I'm not completely sold on Molder Hulk myself, to be completely honest with you. I think this card may be a little bit overrated for this archetype, and maybe a little bit of a trap, but who knows, maybe I am wrong with that. So without further ado, I'm going to showcase off this deck in action. I'm going to have some games in the Diamond rank, and I'm going to record them live and all that good shit. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the games, hope you enjoy the deck, and I'll see you guys with some gameplay. As I said, I'd rather be facing aggro-focused decks, or aggro decks, because control lists can be, a little bit tougher for us to handle. Legendary Legay is our opponent, and hopefully we do this deck some justice. We have a pretty solid opening hand here with double Glowspore Shaman. This is what you want to see in your opening hand, either your Stitches or your Glowspores, because you want to be filling up your graveyard as early as possible. You want to curve out into these. So this is a good hand. We have 3 lands, and we have double Shaman to curve out into. We also have Izoni in our hand too, which is pretty solid, and an Eldest Reborn. We're going to lead off with the Overgrown Tomb tapped, because we have no turn 1 play anyways, and it seems we're facing some Esper control, which can be a very, very tough matchup, but this is perhaps one of our worst matchups. Like, Esper control is hard to beat here. We're gonna decline because we don't want any lands on top of our deck. Glowspore Shamans do apply some pressure, though, with the 3 attack. Because the control list does struggle a little bit in the early game with that. We're going to attack first. And then we're going to play our second Shaman here. He seems to have no answer for this right now. And we're going to decline. I could have put a land on top of my deck to ensure. Alright, good damage there. I'm gonna play the Plague Mare just to give me more board presence. And I may have misplayed here. I may have misplayed here by not setting up a land on top of my deck. Ooh. Chromium. I like that. Yep, I probably have misplayed here. Damn, so close. Just gonna try to play Chupacabra for extra board presence. We may be able to just smork him here, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he has some sort of answer. Or he doesn't! Sometimes you just smork with this deck. The 3 attack on Shaman right there. Okay. Well, easy, I guess. That's not a matchup you're supposed to win too often. But I guess anything is possible, right? Hey, this deck is smork. Like I said, the 3 attack on Shaman can apply a lot of pressure, and if your opponent is running an Esper variant, because Jeskai has a much easier time clearing an early board, right? With their AoE, but Esper may have a difficult time if they don't draw properly. So, yeah. I'm gonna keep this just because we have a turn 1 Stitcher supplier. Though I may regret it, because we have very few lands here. Yeah, I may actually regret this hand. Like, keeping it. It seems we're facing another control. Yeah, we're facing another control deck. This is Nexus of Fate. Which can be quite slow, so having some early pressure would be nice. But unfortunately, we are at the mercy of our draws at this point. We could get mana screwed. It would kind of be on me for keeping this hand. And we get mana screwed. Like I said, it's my fault. I definitely should have not kept this hand. It was too risky. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede this one. Again, I could blame the MTG land system, but generally speaking, I should be blaming myself. Because that's not a hand I should have kept. The guy got a little bit greedy there, got excited because, you know, having a turn 1 Stitches is really nice, but not having the Shaman to fix my land drawing definitely was something to consider, right? So this hand I am going to keep because I have a Stitcher Supplier and I have a Glowspore Shaman. So that means that I can draw more lands through Shaman's effect. And having these two in my opening hand is incredibly good. We've already sent a land over there, so if I don't draw a land here, I will be using Shaman's effect. And I'll probably use her effect anyways to ensure that I draw that swamp back. As it seems we're facing some mono red. And we're going to be sending Swamp to the top of our deck. No attack here. We do have, we can curve out into Chupacabra. And as of now, we're able to block here. Unless he chooses to attack with this. In that case, I'll just trade with Shaman so I avoid any damage. We are vulnerable to a curve onto Goblin Chain Whirler. But there's not much we can do about it. If he's able to curve into that, then so be it. Alright, it seems like that's not the case, but Fanatical Firebrand will trade with my Shaman here. But he can't really, he can only attack with this. I mean, I will trade these two. I won't take any damage. And I will be curving into Chupacabra. Anything that I can do to slow him down, I will. Now we are, again, a bit at the mercy of our draws here. I could get some damage on him, though, right? No. Preventing damage is the most important thing here. I'm not going to attack. Preventing any sort of damage is really key. We see the Crawl Foragers here at 5. So that means it'll heal me 5 upon entry. But we want to build that up even more. When Stitcher Supplier dies, I'll fill up my graveyard with even more creatures potentially. So this, we're going to see this card in action here. Okay, there we go. Now we get to play Eldest Reborn. He may just opt to sacrifice both of them here. Probably could have attacked with this first if I knew that was going to happen, but he wasn't, like, he didn't have to do that exactly. I am going to get some damage on him now, though. Alright. There is the Chain Whirler. And look at that 9. Look at that stat, boy. Oh, I think we should definitely Eldest Reborn here, since we can afford to do so. Clean. Oh, that's beautiful. We stabilized so hard at this point. Let's see what we should resurrect here. Let's take a look at our graveyard. What goodness do we have here? Honestly, I wanna... I mean, I could just Chupacabra, right? Nah, let's do this. Because I can send one of those big boys over there. We're gonna decline that. Discard a card so we can resurrect. The reason I went for Shaman there is so I could have a chance of sending a big boy here so I can resurrect the next turn with the Eldest Reborn. He has to discard a card, and we can Chupacabra this. And just keep up the pressure. And look at that. We're gonna see the concede after I drop the Foragers. It's gonna be glorious. He keeps on going. This is gonna be so good. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Let's get this bad boy in. And check the shit out. Forfeit incoming in 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. He's a fighter. I'm just waiting for him to forfeit here. Like, there's no way we lose at this point. We're above full health. And it's our time to smork. We the smork now. We keep this in hand for mind games. maybe the right play would have just been to maybe the right game plan would have been to just preserve foragers. He could have a lightning strike here, which would enable him to trade. No. Alright, there we go. It's mono red. Okay. I'm gonna surprise kill that. Nice. Get rid of the Phoenix. And now we threaten him with lethal again. There it is. Nice. There we go. Beating mono red. Not even bad. And yeah. That is gonna be it for today. I guess I showcased off. I mean, I didn't showcase off the Izoni, which is what I wanted to show off a little bit, and I did screw up a game there, which is, like I said, completely on me for not mulliganing when I should have. But I have 2 other games which showcase off this deck a little bit, and if you guys want me to play more games with it in the future, then let me know. I will be playing with this on stream as well. And that's all I gotta say. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more MTG videos. I fucking love ya. And I'll see you guys around.